Do y'all remember eating that when you were younger? Maybe you still do. These dogs, man. They've been running wild today, chasing one dog because she's obviously in heat. So there's been more than the usual dogs out here. But they're all surrounding her, trying. That's what happened to my Jelly. He went next door to the German Shepherd. And, you know, obviously Jelly's a YorkiePoo, so he couldn't reach her. So you figure he was trying to all night, and then I doubt if he got any either. But then he was just like laying, just thrown there in the morning. I found him. I was calling him all night. I didn't know where he was at. I kept telling Barry, go get him, because he was in the pasture. I knew that, you know, or somewhere next door. And then of course he was in a wheelchair. You know, he couldn't poop. He pooped on himself. He couldn't stand, nothing. I had him in diapers. I basically carried him like this so he could sleep a certain way because he was just in so much pain. I did that for weeks. And I took him to the doctor, and they're like, oh, the disc doesn't look blown like they did it. Now I'll just wait and wash it later. They did like an x-ray, and they didn't see like particles where the disc was shattered or anything. So they're like, you need to go get an MRI. Well, that was like $3,000, and Barry wasn't having it. He was like, no. Anyway, not too much loss of hair. So then after a time, you know, Jelly got sick, and I took him to another vet, and the vet was like, oh, you know, he felt his spine. He's like, no, he's just a little bit out of, you know, alignment. And he did that little, you know, on the spine, the little wooden thing. And he was walking just like that. And I went a couple more times, which normally a vet visit will be like, you know, $80 or something. But for a chiropractic treatment, it was $150. See, I put it everywhere. It was $150. So I only went a couple times, but he was walking out of the wheelchair. He still skids, obviously. But yeah, I mean, just like a miracle. And you can see where his spine, like he needs to go back for an adjustment. I need to take him back. But the doctor said, you know, with the way he walks, I mean, he's going to need like hip replacement eventually because his hip goes funny when he's trying to walk. So, but he's living a good life, thank goodness. My cousin was like, why don't you put him down? I mean, this is like 2 years later where Jelly is clearly not in pain. He's running around. He's having a good life. And my cousin was like, you should just put him down. I would put my dog down. Like, no, he's happy. He's not like, you know, no. Crazy. That's my Jelly. And after that, he became the prince.